Imagine this. A child born today might never die from aging, not because they avoid accidents, not because they eat better or exercise more, but because their cells are edited, repaired, and maintained, just like software. Sounds like science fiction, right? But here's the uncomfortable truth. The science to radically extend human life already exists. It's just scattered across labs, clinical trials, and emerging technologies. Tonight, we're going to connect the dots. We'll explore CRISPR gene editing, medical nanobots, cellular reprogramming, and AI-driven longevity medicine. And we'll tackle the big question behind it all. Are we approaching biological immortality, or are we just rewriting what it means to grow old? Let me explain what's real, what's exaggerated, and what's coming much faster than most people realize. Before we can talk about immortality, we need to clear up one thing. Aging is not a mystery. It's not fate. It's not a single, unstoppable process. Biologists describe aging as the accumulation of cellular damage over time. This includes several key factors. DNA mutations build up over the years. Our telomeres, the protective caps on our chromosomes, shorten with each cell division. Our mitochondria, the powerhouses of our cells, lose efficiency. Proteins misfold and clump together, causing problems. And senescent cells, sometimes called zombie cells, refuse to die and instead poison the healthy tissue around them. In simple terms, your body is like a machine that gradually loses its ability to repair itself. Now, here's the key insight that changes everything. Every major cause of aging is, in theory, fixable. That's why aging is increasingly being reclassified, not as our destiny, but as a treatable biological condition. This single shift in thinking is the foundation for everything we're about to discuss. Let's start with one of the most disruptive inventions in human history, CRISPR. It's a technology that allows scientists to cut, remove, or rewrite DNA with incredible precision. Think of it as a molecular text editor for the code of life. Got a bad gene? Delete it. A faulty instruction? Correct it. Missing a protective gene? Add it in. CRISPR was originally discovered as an immune system in bacteria. They use it to recognize and destroy invading viruses. Humans figured out how to hijack that system for our own purposes. So how does this apply to longevity? Researchers have already used CRISPR to correct genes responsible for inherited diseases, improve our cells' natural DNA repair mechanisms, and modify biological pathways linked to aging like IGF-1 and mTOR. They've even enhanced cancer resistance in animal models. In mice, gene editing has successfully extended lifespan by up to 30%. And importantly, it wasn't by keeping them weak and fragile, but by keeping them younger for longer. But there's a much deeper implication here. If aging is partly driven by our genetic instructions, then CRISPR gives us the ability to rewrite the aging program itself. That's not immortality just yet, but it's the first time in history that humans have held the steering wheel. Now let's move from editing our genes to deploying tiny machines inside our bodies. I'm talking about nanobots. These are microscopic devices, many still theoretical, designed to operate inside the human body. Think smaller than a red blood cell, but smarter than any drug we currently have. Here is what medical nanobots are being designed to do. Detect cancer cells and destroy them on contact. Repair damaged blood vessels. Clear out the plaques linked to Alzheimer's disease. Remove those senescent zombie cells selectively and deliver drugs with perfect precision right where they're needed. Right now, we already use primitive versions of this technology. We have nanoparticles in chemotherapy, lipid nanoparticles in mRNA vaccines, and targeted drug delivery systems. The leap from these passive particles to active, intelligent nanobots is a challenge of engineering, not magic. Once they're operational, nanobots could perform continuous maintenance on our bodies. This isn't treatment after damage has occurred. It's prevention before symptoms even appear. Aging would become less like slow decay and more like routine servicing for a car. This is where the idea of biological immortality starts to sound a little less ridiculous. If all damage is constantly being repaired, what exactly is aging anymore? Now we get to one of the most shocking discoveries in modern biology. Cells can be reset. In 2012, scientists demonstrated that they could take adult cells and reprogram them back into a stem-like state. But later, they found something even more powerful: partial reprogramming. Instead of completely erasing a cell's identity, you can just reset its biological age. In mice, This has already reversed vision loss, improved muscle regeneration, restored organ function, and extended lifespan, all without increasing the risk of cancer. The cells behaved as if they were younger versions of themselves. They had the same identity, just with less accumulated damage. This suggests that aging isn't a one-way street. It might be a reversible state. When you combine this with CRISPR and nanotechnology, you start to see a complete system emerge. A system that can edit faulty genes, repair accumulated damage, reset cellular age, and maintain biological function indefinitely. That's not eternal life, but it is a radically extended, healthy life. Let's add the final crucial piece to this puzzle. Artificial intelligence, AI, is already outperforming human experts in complex tasks like protein folding, drug discovery, and disease prediction. In the field of longevity research, AI is being used to identify the biomarkers of aging years before symptoms appear. It's designing new drugs that target specific aging pathways, personalizing treatments based on an individual's unique genetics, and predicting how our cells will respond to different interventions. Aging is an incredibly complex process, far too complex for human intuition alone. AI doesn't guess. It calculates. This means that future longevity medicine won't be about general advice like eat well and exercise. It will be about personal, biological engineering. It will analyze your unique aging profile, your genetic risks, and your cellular weak points, and it will treat them continuously, not reactively. So, let's be precise. Are we really talking about immortality? No. Technology on the table can make humans invincible. Accidents will still happen. Violence still exists. Entropy always wins in the end. But biological immortality doesn't mean eternal existence. It means having no fixed expiration date. You wouldn't die because your body wears out. You would only die if something external intervenes. That alone would be the single biggest shift in the history of our species. The real question then becomes philosophical. What does life even mean when time is no longer scarce? Of course, a longer life changes everything, and not always for the better. We have to consider the ethical and social shockwaves. Issues like population growth, wealth inequality, and access to these technologies become huge problems. Who gets to live a longer life, and who doesn't? These are not science problems. They are human problems. History shows that technology always moves faster than ethics. The future of longevity will test our values far more than it will test our science. Here's what really matters. We are the first generation to seriously challenge aging itself. Not with hope, but with real tools. CRISPR edits life. Nanobots maintain it. AI optimizes it. The age of biological limits is coming to an end. The question is no longer if the human lifespan will increase dramatically. The real question is, who will control it, who will benefit, and how wisely we will use this incredible power. If you found this video valuable, subscribe to Health Harmony, because understanding the future of health is no longer optional. It's survival literacy.